Yes, guys, what's up? What's up? I'm back. I'm back. Today, this video is for Cameroonians. Yes, Cameroon is boiling right now as far as nursing education, midwifery, and health technician is concerned. So, I'm here to give my own opinion, my own point of view on the recent developments as far as trainings of healthcare professionals is concerned in Cameroon, except medical doctors. So, guys, let me give you a briefing. Over the years, there have been this, fight. I would say fight between the two ministries in Cameroon, the Ministry of Public Health and the Ministry of Higher Education, on who to train healthcare professionals. Here, I mean nurses, midwives, and allied healthcare professionals, pharmacists, lab technicians, and so on. So, this has been over the years, even before I got into nursing school, and even after this has been a problem, and it has been our wish that this problem comes to an end because it is not good for the population. So we have a council, the National Association of Nurses, Midwives, and Health Technicians in Yaoundé, which by ministerial degree was authorized to be the overseer of the training and certification of nurses in Cameroon in those days. So the purpose was to train what we have today as state-registered nurses, midwives, and professionals from the public health. But with the incorporation, with the creation of the higher national diploma program from the Ministry of Higher Education, a lot has been questioning, the qualification of entry, the training, the authorization of institutions to train. And guys, we, most Cameroonians, lovers of education in the healthcare, have come to accept the fact that there is a problem. And what is the problem? It's a general problem. There's a problem of training as far as these two sectors is concerned, those from public health and those from higher education. The Ministry of Public Health, let me say this association, they call it the French acronym OPMS, they failed to do their job because they were given the powers to do what they had to do. But I think over the years, the higher education took everything over them with the creation of many universities, and they were left with nothing to do, but they failed in that aspect. So it was difficult to supervise. We have many schools in Cameroon, guys. We have 440 something higher institutions of learning, most of which are in healthcare. Who does that? Which economy does that? This is a country of 28 million people. This is not fair. Nigeria has 270 as of 2024 authorized higher institutions, both public and private. So there have to be regulation. Kenya has 90, about 90. Cameroon has 420. Go to any street, you have institutions. So actually, Cameroonians, lovers of education, have been crying. There's a big problem. So late last year and early this year, this council has taken this to a different level. It has been a fight. For those who are aware, they have called the Association of Private institutions, these proprietors and directors of private universities, they have called them to order. I learned there's even a court case. They have gone to court several times. They should come to order. Let us discuss. Let us harmonize. Let's look at the trainings we are giving to our children, to nurses, to pharmacists who go out there to cater for the population. So it's been a forth and back issue, and my wish has been, and many of you has been, for the two ministries to intervene. This has been a long time problem. So finally, a few days ago, August 16, these two ministries, they met to handle this problem, and they came out with a communique that is circulating everywhere. This is the problem in Cameroon right now. So I am so happy that we are at this point where at least something good is coming out. This is what I've been wishing for. This is what many of you who have been fighting for this have been wishing for. Now, this communique has its negative and positive side of it, but it has more of positive side. Number one, so this communique says this academic year 2024-2025 there will be no entry into the training of HND in healthcare. Okay, they have to put a hold on that. But those who are already in the second and third year have to continue, to do their course upon graduation. My cry when this issue started was, what of those who already have this certificate? This has been my main problem, and this communique has specifically outlined there will be an exam organized by the Ministry of Public Health under OPMS in October to absorb those who already have, this certificate. They have to take an exam to be absorbed into this council. Now, this is in place. National Association of Nurses, Midwives, and Health Technicians. You guys have a lot to do. This is where I come in. There is a lot to be done. As far as Cameroonians are happy that this is a good step and we are moving in the right direction, but there is a lot to be done. Now, you have to work in synergy with Ministry of Higher Education, with this institution, with healthcare facilities. But first, let's look at this structure. To me, I think this structure this body needs to be restructured. A lot has to be done in this body. Who are the members of this association who want to sit and speak for nurses, midwives, and health technicians? Who are they? A lot has to be done. So for me, I say nurses have to be at the forefront, midwives, lab scientists, pharmacists, they have to be at the forefront of this association. Members of the Ministry of Higher Education and the Ministry of Public Health have to be in this body. Members of private higher institutions in Cameroon have to be a member of this body. Members from healthcare facilities, hospitals, clinics, district hospitals, they have to be members of this facility. Stakeholders, they have to be members of this body. Why? When you are involved in decision making is different from implementation. You can sit and make laws and make decisions, but implementing these decisions is the main problem. So I think if members of these private universities, hospitals, I think hospitals, private hospitals and public hospitals, they also have their own association. So if they are members of this board where decisions are made, it will help in implementing them. If we say now authorization has been given, this body, they oversee the training, the money, the supervision. They will sit together with higher education to set an entry exam. Entry requirements have to be checked. Everybody has to take an entry exam, I think, from 2025-2026 academic year to go into do healthcare in Cameroon. This is how it is done. This is how it is done, and this is what we've been waiting for. Having this entry is not enough. How do you guys follow up to make sure that these students get the right training? How do you follow up to see that these schools are authorized? The school authorized, they have the right instructors. There's an argument, HND, graduate teaching, BSN. Where does it work like that? I do believe experience and certification goes together for you to be able to be a good instructor, to be a lecturer and a trainer. So this is now your responsibility. Now, at the end of this training, what is the exam? Everybody has to sit for an exam to be licensed. So you have a lot to do. You have a lot to do. Now, things to do by this body. I have listed what I think, who I think the members that have to make up this body. You guys, I hope this video gets to you guys. A lot needs to be done if we want things to be done the way we want them to be done. Now, what do you have to do? You have regional offices. You have to restructure these regional offices and give them autonomy to function. To register into the association, you don't need to go to Yaoundé to be registered. Activate your website, make it active. We are in the 21st century. Regional office have to go operational. They have been, but they are sleeping. Reactivate them. You have to organize. I have talked about the entrance exam. This is what the communique says. What are the requirements? You have to supervise the training. Go to these schools, go to this university. March to these facilities, hospitals, health centers. You have to recruit only those who are licensed. You must have a license number to be able to work in the country. That is why members of this institution have to be on the decision table. Revise the curriculum. The communique says training will follow the public health curriculum, which is good, but this curriculum has to be revised to meet the modern day nursing training, both national and international. Revise that curriculum. Now, this is not enough. You have to fight for this personnel. You have to fight for the nurses, the midwives, the health technician. By doing what? With public service, after training, how do they get recruited? It is your responsibility. You are charged to do this. You have to fight for them. The right, the ethics, what are their rights and responsibilities? You fight for them at the workplace. You have to put things in order. Facilities have to follow board regulations. This is now your responsibility. These are things you have to do. Check to make sure that the instructors training this personnel are qualified, both by experience and qualification. To be able to teach, you should have at least 2 years to 5 years working experience to be able to teach somebody. The doctors, the professors, the instructors. Now, this communique says an exam will be organized in October for those who have this HND, BTS, and the other certificate to take. My question is, what about those who are out of the country? You have to look into that. Those who are out of the country. You have to look into that to see how you organize an online exam. I don't want to say you say somebody to move to Cameroon to take this exam. There should always be a means. Look into that. Now, I read somewhere that the public health entrance exam has been extended. But the extension time is not enough. I read the document says, is it 2 weeks? No, it's not enough. So the Ministry of Public Health has to look into this. Because this year, HND courses will not go operational. What about those who just got advanced level and they aspire to go into healthcare? So many of them will be stranded. I know with the reforms, a lot of things come into place. But I think you should extend this exam to a month so that they can get registered and sit for this entrance exam, which I know this is how it's always done, right? When you enter the exam, you select the center of training. And this private institution, they have some who are authorized. Even those who are not authorized, because you can't say they should go in for authorization from the Ministry of Public Health. When they register for this exam, you select your center of training, and when you pass the exam, you go to these private and public institutions for training. And the body will proceed with supervision, monitoring, and making sure the training is done. Now, the communique says those who have HND and BSN will take the exam in October. It did not specify. I know a meeting is coming up on the 19th. A lot will be discussed. Now, do you mean BSN from public schools whom they took exam before going into, or you mean BSN from private? So you have to specify, because your point of concern is that they just go in for training. They didn't take an entrance exam like what is done with BSN in public schools and SRN in other polytechnics, let me call it that way. So you have to specify. If you mean BSN from Ministry of Higher Education, then that's fine, because those from public schools, they took an entrance exam to go in for. You have to specify on that. So guys, I want us to look into this in a professional way and don't be sentimental. Those from higher education, the communique did not say HND certificate are not recognized. It did not say private schools have to stop. Those schools have to go operational. They are looking into how to come with a standardized curriculum, monitoring the training of this personnel, supervising, seeing into who are those giving this training, which is what is supposed to be done. I think, in my opinion, I will applaud this, that it is a good step, but much has to be done. This video is much more longer. Guys, let's wait and see what comes out from the meeting on the 19th. There is an association of nurse educators in Cameroon. This is another area which they have to intervene. There are professors in Cameroon. There are people who have studied a nursing curriculum, how to draw. They are professionals. They are there. They have to be involved, not to be hijacked by some individuals whose concern are only about, this fight is not about SRN. It's about nursing. It's not about HND. It's about the quality of training. I'm talking to those at OPMS. You have to change your mindset. It's not about SRN. It's about HND. It's about quality training. It's about quality training. So guys, this is what I have to say as far as this is concerned. Unfortunately, this academic year, HND program will not go operational. But I want the Ministry of Public Health to extend the date so that those who have the love for the profession can register and take the exam. Then, I also read somewhere about the aptitude exam, that if you don't pass it once, if you don't pass, you will have a training and then you retake it. Anyways, that's fine. But they have to give them 2, 3, 4 chances to take this exam, even 3 in a year. You can't say, if you take the exam and you don't pass, you do the training, you take it, don't pass, you are out of it. Do you know how many HND are out there? No, it's not done like that. They have to take the exam until they pass the exam to be absorbed into the council. There are so many. I read again, and it's not, this is things they have to look into it. They can say this exam run 2 times in a year, 3 times in a year. Yeah. This is how it is done. Guys, this is my opinion about this present development. I just hope for the best. I hope for the best. Let's look into this in a constructive way, in a professional way, for those who have love for the country, love for the training of nurses, midwives, and health technicians. I think this is a good move. Hospitals, clinics, health facilities, higher institutions, come together. Let's come together. It is for the good of the common man. It is for the good of you and me. That is it. Thank you, guys. Let me know what you think about my point of view, and let us look forward to see what this gives for the society. Thank you.